It is 2023 right now, and we're in the segment that you're recording to is kind of section 34, and 34 was not right, so we're like overdubbing or redoing, and the object is to get it right, and you'll see more of that happening in other times later, because I've got the ability to overdub the incorrect parts. So the incorrect parts is we need to understand how it works here. What we're looking for is the ability to make choices, and what we're trying to eliminate is the bound and determined people that are trying to take away your choices. So one of the major areas of their ability to take away choices is the tremendous amount of money that some people have. They get to the point where they actually make the decisions for, the world, the huge population of the world. And the question was, how do you prevent that? And so that's what this is. How do you prevent it? The procedure is to eliminate the excessive amount of money, and the reason for that, or the concept for that, is that overcharging is illegal. Overcharging is wrong. Overcharging has to come to an end, and whatever it takes to eliminate overcharging, I mean, you can see that the concept's going to be very difficult. We're not going to go in and say, okay, that car costs too much, that you're overcharging. It would take forever. So what are we going to do? It's the same thing we do with everything, broad concept to correct it. And this is a broad concept. No person, no individual, no member of a family shall make more than $400,000 a year, which is the amount the President of the United States gets paid for running the country of the United States. So who is doing anything that's more important than that? We look at it and say nobody. 400,000 is the maximum. Any way that you increase the value of you as an individual is the maximum value increase per year is $400,000, and any person making more than that has to give the amount over the $400,000 to the federal government as a tax. And I can see it doesn't take a genius to figure out there's going to be a lot of screaming and hollering. And I think that probably the concept would be that the more screaming and hollering you have, the quicker you move to 300,000, 200,000, 100,000, until we get to the point where we have an equality. I mean, it's a sickness. The need for excessive amount of money is a sickness, and we have to understand that. And the sickness is we've got to have more money. We have to have more money. I got to increase my wealth each year more than 400,000, and it's wrong. The process that you use is to overcharge, and overcharging is a theft. And we need to get that clearly in our mind so that we understand that the things that we do that change that, or correct that, if you will, are the things that we need to do, and we don't have to bow to the do-gooders. They worry about the things got to be equal. No, things don't got to be equal. We have to make choices, and if anything that restricts our ability to make choices is wrong. And it's human nature, and we have to, We have to make rules, if you will, or laws that stop the human nature, because it's a sickness. We have all kinds of laws that do that all over the place, and they're needed, and everything functions the way it's supposed to because we have these rules or laws, and it's time to look at overcharging and say that's wrong. When we get to the point where the payment of political persons, people that choose to go into politics, that we have laws that say you cannot have a conflict of interest. You have to remove yourself from that position because it's illegal to have a conflict of interest, and it's illegal to pay a politician any kind of money or any kind of payment so that the politician will vote the way you want them to. Eliminate that. It's discussed in these books how to do that, so we don't have to get into that. But you're a human being, and human beings are very intelligent things, and they can make laws that remove it. We don't need human beings being powerful enough to affect your choices. You need to eliminate the process of doing that, and so $400,000 is the maximum amount of money that you can increase your wealth. And you can hire people that can figure out how they've sneakily increased their wealth and change it so that the federal government, in effect, you get to the point where you're collecting the taxes by overcharging, and that has to be eliminated. So the rule number one, 400,000 is the maximum wealth that you can increase in a year. The second thing is 200,000 is the maximum you can give or get to your children per year. They can only make 400,000 too, but you can give them 200,000 per year. So that eliminates the massive amount of money that the father or their mother, the parents might give their children, so they have power. So that takes care of that part of it. And how do you do it? You can figure it out. Those who know. And if you don't get it, go find those that know and find out how to do it. So we have 400,000 maximum wealth increase of a person, 200,000 increase of the child of that person, where you give them 200,000 at the beginning of the year and you can't give them any more of any kind of wealth. And then you have the industry that the person might own that becomes very wealthy, and that's watched by the government, so they have no more money than the money they need to continue doing the business if they have a crisis. And if you got too much money, the government takes it away, and if you don't have enough money, the government gives it back. And how are we going to figure that out? Look, you got people that are doing nothing now that can be hired to figure it out. The whole concept of this program is to figure things out. What do we need? Okay, figure it out. What do we need? We don't need bank robbers. Okay, figure it out. How do you get rid of bank robbers? It's too complicated. They don't have an income, and they don't. Wait a minute. We took care of they have an income if they're working, and there is a job available for everybody. What a ridiculous thing to have an economy based on people working and then not have a job available. I mean, in this country, we do some of the strangest things. We have to have work for every single individual so that they have a ability to pay their way, if you will. And, that's one of the things that you just don't see enough of, is a concept that covers those problems. So we may see more of these things discussing, correcting the problems that we see here and need to have changed, and we'll talk about them here if they're needed. But at 2023, this one covers the crying concept of those people that are bound and determined they have to have more money. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. It's a mental illness that they have to have more money, and we need to simply put an end to it, change it, correct it, resolve it so that everybody's making $400,000 and that's all. And so the competition is done. You get up to $400,000, you're done. Everybody, there's thousands, maybe millions of people that are making the same income. And so our government changes from democracy to a government that is restricted at the top of the amount of money that you can make. And how do we do that? We do it. You just stop crying and stop saying we can't do it and do it. It's well, that's the way it is, and forever we will say this is the concept. Get it done. However you have to get it done. If it isn't working, make it work. You're a human being, and the human being is a fantastic thing, if you will, and you can do it. You're told that you can't do it. You're told that you can't do it, but you can do it. And to prove it, do it.